Hello everybody, this is Robert Price. So today we're going to take a look at some diminished runs slash licks, however you want to call it. So today I think this is going to be kind of jam-packed because I want to open your mind up to different things that you can do on diminished chords, okay? Now, the way we're going to look at it, in like some 5-1-4 type progressions or 2-5-1s, okay? So the diminished chord that we're going to take a look at today is the A flat diminished 7, or it can be B, D, F, okay? But you get what I'm trying to say. You get the chord that we're going to explore, okay? All right, this diminished chord. Now, I covered this in one of my previous videos, I think, as far as scales. We're going to look at the scale, and then we're going to create a run, okay? So, I have a couple of keys that we're going to play it in. And this is why I say it's going to be kind of jam-packed, because we're going to take a look at this chord and how it functions in different keys. So the first key is going to be G, okay? Now, a lot of times, especially for me, when I use this diminished chord, a lot of times I use it over a 1, right? If I'm doing like a 5-1, 4 type thing, I use this diminished chord over a 1. Let me show you. So if I'm in the key of G and I'm doing like this, right? 5, 1, 4, a lot of times I'll do this, okay? So as you can see, over that G, I play this A flat diminished. Now, of course, it'll be like a G altered scale or something like that, but I'm just going to stick to just saying a diminished scale, okay? But what I'm going to do is we're going to start the scale over where the bass note starts. So if I'm going to use this chord over a G, that's where we're going to start the scale, okay? All right? And I'm going to show you, it really doesn't matter in this case, because this scale is going to be used in different keys. You're going to see. I'm going to show you, so hang tight. So if I'm going to use this, let me show you the scale. Here we go. Starting from G, it's going to sound like this. Okay? Did you get that? It's ascending. Okay? 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 Now, if you want it, I could start from A flat, right? I'll do the same notes. I'm just going to start from A flat. Right? Same thing, but since I'm starting from G, so I'm going to show you guys how you can create different runs using this scale, okay? So, like I said, I'm a church player, so a lot of songs, well, one song in particular that a lot of people like to reharm is a song called I Love You. I Love You, Lord. So, right? People play it different, right? Right then. So I'm going to show you where I'm going to use this, okay? Here we go. This the 2. Usually a lot of times people do and I magnify. You can do, that's where you can do your 5-1-4. What if we did something like this and I magnify your name, okay? What if we did something like that? Okay, I'm gonna do it again just in case I did it too fast. So we got praise you, I lift you up. I think those are the words. And I magnify your name. Okay? Did you hear how that sounded? So that run was pretty much just off the scale. I literally started from 1 in and I went down the scale. Now I did I just kind of outlined the chord, right? A lot of times when you're doing runs, especially like in jazz, you can just kind of start off the run by outlining the chord. So since I'm going down, what I did was, this is the 5, right? That D minor is 7. But I stayed with the melody this time, at least for that one chord. because I could have just done this, right? But I did this. Okay? So if you don't know that song, is okay, because you can apply this in any type of 5-1-4 progression or 2-5-1, because of course D is the 2 of C and G is the 5 of C. So technically we just did like a 2-5-1 in C. But let me show you that run. I don't want to get too far off. Okay? So my left hand, let me see if that's loud enough. My left hand, I got G, D, and F. Okay? So now if you was playing with a bass player, you could have done I still probably would do this or maybe this. Okay? But if you do have a bass player or not, it's okay. So I got G, D, and F in my left hand. Now I did like this. Okay? So that is pretty much all the notes in the scale. Okay? Now, since I'm getting ready to land on a C, that C major 7, I wanted to land on one of the notes of that, in that chord. So since I was going down, I see that by the time, as far as in timing, I would have got to this one. I could have done, and just stayed there, something like that. But for timing, I just want to keep going. It's kind of 1, 2, 3, 4. So, it just kind of worked out with the timing. I don't really want to get too technical in this video, okay? But with this chord right here, with the C major 9, with the 7, of course, I landed on that B, okay? So that's why I did that. When I came to this C sharp right here, that's why I did that half step. Because C is not in the scale. Okay? It's not in the scale, but a lot of times when you're doing runs, you can do little half step movements, okay, to get you to your desired note, okay? So, again, we're going to do, here you go. This is I magnify your name, okay? All right, that's just one, okay? I don't want to give you just one run. We're actually going to explore different ones, okay? So let's go to another one. Hopefully you got that. Okay? Okay, that's in G, okay? Let's say we were in the key of, let's see, where else can I play this diminished chord over the 1? You can do it in the key of E, okay? Okay? Because you can do, okay, did you guys get that? Now, if you're trying to find out what chords I'm playing in general, then we can probably do that for another video. I really just want to highlight this diminished chord and the possibilities that you can come up with, okay? Now, there is another song. It's an older song called More Than Anything. It's like, I love you, Jesus, right? I worship and adore you. Okay? Now, I'm playing this in the key of E. The original key is A flat, okay? So you probably will never play this song in this key. I'm just, just thinking of songs off the top of my head, literally, as I'm talking. But I'm just thinking of songs that you can put a 5, 1, 4, and you play this diminished chord, okay? Okay? Now, one thing I do want to point out, it does depend, it does matter which inversion you use, okay? So if I'm playing a 5-1-4 in the key of E, like this, right? And if I want to go down in my run, yes, of course, I'm going to start here, right? If I was doing a 5-1-4 like this, right? I can do, and I can do something like that, okay? So it really doesn't matter. But what I want to show you guys is if I'm playing my diminished chord like this, we can come up with runs like that, okay? So I'm going to show you a run when you're playing it in this position right here, okay? So if we're doing I love you, Jesus, I'm not a singer, I worship, this is and adore you. Maybe we can do something like this. All right. See what I just did? And adore you. Okay. Now I'm not really thinking about the melody too much, especially when it gets to like the climax part. So if we was okay, and once you get done with the run, a lot of times I come up and play the actual chord that I want to. So it's okay if you land down here but want to play your chord here. Okay. So I'll show you that run again. So, see what I'm doing? Just highlighting the chord first. Okay. Now this time I went back up. Okay, to that C sharp. Okay. So, okay. Now all I did was I just went down the scale now. Now, of course, when we do A is not in the scale, but you remember what I said. A lot of times you can do these half-step movements to get you to the desired note. A lot of times, you know, people do that in jazz, right? The half-step movements and things like that, okay? But let me show you again. So this is pretty much that song for more than anything. This is like the vamp or something. So I worship and adore you. Okay? So I end up doing my last chord like this. And this is still, this note that I landed on, which is that G sharp. It's in the chord that I'm getting to, right? Look, this A major 7. I could have landed on any one of these notes, okay? So the reason why I'm not breaking down the exact run, I'm just kind of playing it a couple of times, is because I want you guys to actually come up with your own ideas. But if I can kind of start you off, you know, that works, right? So I'm playing it again. Right? This is my melody note, so I'm just going to start there and I'm just going to go down. Now, the way I'm doing it, in my left hand I have E and D. Okay? So okay. Okay? So that's two. That's another way you can do it. And as you can see, although I'm going to different keys, I'm still playing the same diminished chord. So I do want you guys to understand that there is only a couple of diminished chords. So you're going to use the same chords in different keys. Okay? So I hope you got that run. Let's go to another key. I just want to show you guys that you can do so much. All right? So we're in the key of C sharp now. Okay? Let's say we stuck with the same song more than anything, right? This is the vamp. I love you, Jesus. This the 7. I worship and adore you. Okay? A lot of times I'll do that type of chords. I play those type of chords. 5, 1, 4. I would do something like that, right? Well, if I'm going to stay in that position, you up, there go that diminished chord right there. We can do something like this. Let's see. Okay, I like that one. I like that one. So in time, it can be like this. Yeah. Okay. Now, you may not use it for this song, right? But I at least want to show you some ideas. I'm actually going to give you another run in this key, by the way. So we got I worship and adore you. Okay? So you see, every time I go to the 4, it doesn't matter what key I'm in, a lot of times I'm going to land on the major 7. Okay? A lot of you guys play the your 4 like that too. You know, if you may play it like this. Okay? So I could have done, see? That's what I did. Now that E is not in the key, but it still is in that scale. So, you know, right now I just wanted to kind of create that out of key feel a little bit. So, okay. I use that B to pivot so I can go back up now. So I started up. Okay. Now, of course, you have to play with the timing. Okay. So, here we go. So, I worship and adore you. You know, just want to tell you. You see? So it's kind of easy to get back, on cue. You know, if you're, playing it in the right timing or something like that, okay? But I want to show you guys just with these diminished scales, you can do so much. And it's like once you actually learn it, then you got it, and you can do it in multiple keys, okay? Okay? Okay. All right. Now, I said I would give you another run. I'm trying to think of the song I was actually playing when I did this. But it was another 5-1-4 type thing, and I did this. I think that's what I did. Okay. Okay. So I forgot what song I did it in, but just to let you guys know, a lot of times if you playing your 5-1-4 like this in the key of C sharp, I know you guys do this, right? Because you can play it like this. That's one way you can play your 5. This is another way, right? Then it's another way, just inversions, right? But for my 1, I did this. Okay? So if you don't play this diminished chord over your 1, then you can start now, all right? So that's how my chord is. My left hand, I got that C sharp, F, and B, okay? So even if I wasn't playing with a bass player, I would still do this. It sounds full, and if you want, you can just go down and hit the bass really quick, just to add that, that bottom to it, okay? So, you see how that sounded? It makes it kind of jazzy when I do this, right? But even if you did that on more than anything, I worship and, you can probably get away with doing that. Like I said, when at the climax, when the band is at full volume and everything, you can just, you get what I'm saying? And you can do that in different situations, okay? I just want to open up your mind, okay, and your ear to plan these alternate scales, right? Okay? All right? So that was pretty much, so we pretty much went to G, we pretty much went to C sharp, we went to E. As you can see, look, I'm building something. Now we need to go to that B flat, okay? So that's like another diminished chord, right? We'll get into that another day. But all of this diminished chord right here, you can play the 1. You can use this chord to substitute for the 1, right? You can use this chord for the 1 in G. You can use it for the 1 in E. You can use it for the 1 in C sharp and B flat. Okay? All right, so let's cover a run in B flat. All right? I just want to give you a run in each key pretty much. All right? So if we were still playing the same song, right? I worship and I'll play it up here. A lot of times I play my 4 like that. I worship and adore you, right? Okay. Let me see. I don't really have a run written out for this key, so I guess we can just come up with it right now. Oh, you know what? That's actually something similar to what we did in G, right? You remember G? That's what we did in G. But of course we can't land on the B, right? Because we're in B flat. So we could do, we could do this. We could do that just because my chord is going to entail these notes right here, right? So I could just do I worship and adore you. Okay, that's okay. Let's do something else. Let's see. You can do, even if you didn't stay with the melody, right? What if you did this? Right? I know a lot of times we do that. And I want to kind of go outside of the melody for these songs, because if you don't know the song, at least you can apply it when you play this, right? A lot of people do this. So if we did this, we could do this, right? We can do something like that. We could do, look at that, okay? So I'll do it again. Okay, earlier I did this, right? But that's not in this scale. So you also want to be sensitive to the scale, of course, right? So this is what I did. I just kept going down. Okay? Now, of course, you may listen to that and say, I think I want to do something else, which you can. I just want to open up your ears to something different, okay? So, okay? So, and I landed on that. That's in the middle of this chord, right? So it doesn't necessarily, you don't have to land on a certain note. Long as it's on the chord that you're actually going to play, right? Long as it's one of these notes, you know, a chord tone. If I wanted to do that, so now I'll do that sometimes, but that's also in a scale, even with that G, okay? So I could have, you know, see? So a lot of times, guys, even if you don't do a full run, you can still, okay? So I just made that up literally, okay? But I'm just saying, like, you guys can really take this and just go different places. So I know I started doing that other song, I love you, I love you, Lord, today. But, yeah, but it really doesn't matter which song. I want you guys to, you know, insert your own song in there. I did want to use a song example though. Of course. Okay. So that was for more than anything. I worship and, right? So, and adore you. Just want to tell you, right? So you can use this anywhere. So what we did today, we did G, B flat, D flat, or C sharp and E. Now you remember, like I said earlier, you can also use this as a 2-5-1. So let's say even if we go back to G, no, not G, but C, right? Your 2-5-1 is this, right? Or, okay, so just because I did a 5-1-4, you can think about it as a 2-5-1. So guys, just all of this just expands your vocabulary, just everything, your mindset. Okay, so I really want you guys to work out this stuff. The scale, like I said, if we were in E and we're doing this, of course, you can start off the scale here. Okay, but once you get the scale, it really doesn't matter where you are, okay? Because I'm thinking, look, this says a B diminished 7, of course. I don't want to focus on fingering, but, okay? But yeah, so once you get that scale, guys, I want you to start practicing some stuff. And if you don't know how to start, what you can do, you can outline the chord. So you remember when we were in the key of E, I did this. Since this is the inversion that I played it in, I went ahead and just made my idea off of this. Now I chose to go down. I chose to do that. You could do this, right? Okay, you can go up, and then you can, you can do anything. Okay, so I hope this video brought value. I didn't want it to be too long. I just wanted to show you guys some ideas. Let me know how you feel about this, because we can explore more. We can actually visit the other diminished chords and just kind of take it a step further. Okay, and I actually been getting a couple of emails from you guys too, as far as doing some private lessons and or like videos going a little bit more in depth. On certain topics. So feel free to email me. It's just a small fee for the videos. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll talk to you guys soon.